Hello bros, good morning. Sending a special hello to a member of the family. US veteran, well loved and well respected, Mr. Russell Henry. Hey Russ, how you doing, bro? Alright. This morning, well today is Sunday the 16th of March. I'm in the brewery. I have a number of things to do here today. But I'm starting an apple wine. I'm using 7 gallons of Mott's apple juice, 100% apple juice. And you can use any juice that you want, but just to ensure it doesn't have any preservatives. And how you know if there are preservatives is when you look on the ingredient list, you see things ending with ATES like sorbate or sulfate or ITE, sulfite kind of stuff. You don't want that in your juice because it affects the yeast. Now I have a number of things. I've done the cleaning up already. I never wanted to have you actually have to watch that. Let me get this camera sorted out. Okay. This is my 8 gallon North Mountain 8 gallon fermenter. I've already put in a gallon of apple juice in there. There's an empty bottle. There's some still in there. Now what I had to do, and this is for the younger brewers now, or persons who are contemplating entering this wonderful hobby of ours. What you have to do, you're going to need a couple things to start, and hopefully you take this very seriously. You're going to need a measuring cylinder like this, and a hydrometer. Alright, this one is actually, well, the hydrometers are made out of glass. Well, this is a hydrometer too, but it's called a herculometer. It's made out of plastic. It can fall on the floor and doesn't break compared to the glass hydrometers. Of course, I'm not going to test it, but I have 6 gallons here, 1 gallon already inside of the fermenter. I have sugar, and what I did, because apple juice also has it's already sweet. So as not to over sweeten the must, and the must is what for new brewers, the must is what we call the liquid that you're going to ferment, and which will turn into wine. So as not to over sweeten it, you do a gravity reading, and for the brewers, the starting gravity is 1040, 1.040, and I normally work with a starting gravity of about somewhere between 1090 and 1100. Alright, so that gives me an idea of how much sugar I will need to add to this for 7 gallons. And I have a spreadsheet which I sort of created, and it says I will need just over 4 kilograms of sugar to take it from 1040 to 1100. Alright. I also have my additives. This is pectic enzyme, yeast nutrient. Acid blend, yeast nutrient, and wine tannin. For us, these are just ingredients that are put in the must to assist the yeast in digesting the sugar. What happens when you're making wine is that we don't put any alcohol in there unless you're making fortified wine, which is a different thing. But that will require a different video. But for regular table wine, fruit wine, etc., you don't put alcohol in during fermentation. What happens is that the sugars that are in the must, the yeast actually consumes the sugars and creates alcohol and carbon dioxide. And speaking about yeast, I'm using Red Star Premier QV for no other reason than I have 2 of them that are nearing expiration. Right? You don't really need 2 packs for 7 gallons. Well, I guess you could use a pack and a half. One of these is listed as being sufficient for 5 gallons. I'm working with 7 gallons, so I'm going to use the 2 packs. Anyway, the thing to do now is to get the sugar in so it can start dissolving. All right. And of course, you got to sanitize everything. This is my Star San container. Let me show you what it looks like. Yes, that thing with the 2 blue. This is a Star San container, which and grace sugar. It's not a plug for grace, but it's what I'm using now. Right? So each of these, this size is 2 kilograms, and I'm gonna need 4 kilograms, just over 4.14 I think. Came back on the spreadsheet, but then it doesn't have to be an exact. It just gives me an idea how much I'm gonna use. All right, so I'll just put it in from now and start stirring to get it dissolved in the shortest possible time. All right. That was 2 kilograms. And give me a minute, I'm going to get another 2 kilogram pack. Well, here is another 2 kilogram pack of sugar. Really and truly, we should sanitize the sugar packet container. But I guess I've gotten away with it too often, so it doesn't become a bad habit. But for the new brewers, you need to sanitize your the sugar packet in which the sugar comes. Don't develop bad habits like some of us so-called older heads, you know. Alright, so I have 2 kilograms of sugar in here I have 4 kilograms of sugar with 1 kilogram of with 1 gallon of apple juice. I'm not gonna have you stand and watch me stir it until it's dissolved. I'm gonna actually pause the video now. Alright? Alright, give me a couple minutes. We'll be back when it's okay. Okay guys, welcome back. In the period of time that I was off camera, I've added all the additives, the new, the peptic enzyme, wine tannin, acid blend, and yeast nutrient. And I've also added all 7 gallons of apple juice to my fermenter. Now, based on the calculation that I had made, I should have come up with it added the 4 kilograms of sugar to the 7 gallons. As you know, when sugar dissolves, it occupies space within the liquid itself, between the water molecules, anyway, the apple juice molecules. It was supposed to come out a little over 7.5 gallons. It's just about there, but again, remember, this is not an exact science and not an exact craft, alright? Be able to forecast how much how much volume you will have in the end. It's just a way of saying to you, I have an 8 gallon container. It allows me to say whether or not, even before I did all of this, whether or not all of it would hold in there with the sugar, and it did, you know. Alright, as I say, I'm going to be using the Premier QV yeast. This is going to take 12 to 36 hours to start fermenting. Normally, with our temperature now says 81 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just about 28 degrees Celsius, somewhere in that vicinity. Because of the warmth, it tends to operate a little more quickly, tend to start fermenting a little more quickly, you know. And you know, as new brewers, when you're selecting a yeast, bear in mind your ambient temperature in your area, and look for a wine yeast that can operate in that, you know, temperature. All right. If you get something that requires a much cooler temperature, it may work, but then it may cause a lot of stress. And in theory, it can create off flavors at the end of fermentation. All right. So work within that. Also, like I said, I tend to work with the range of about 1100, 1.100 as the starting gravity. That works out to just under 13%, rounded up to 13%. So I tend not to go very high in my wine, you know, in terms of the alcohol content. There are other brewers like I think hardcore brewer Corey Copeland, and I think Catherine Galvin. Hey guys, how are you doing? I think, well, more so Corey, he goes up higher, you know, it tends to be more 16, 17, 18. Well, it was at one time. It may have toned it down a bit more. But as I said, I've added all the sugar, all the additives, to my 7 gallons. So I'm going to do what is called pitching the yeast, and simply winemakers, respect all the lawyers out there, but winemakers, like lawyers, tend to have our own vocabulary. We speak about pitching yeast. I can't tell you honestly, I don't know where the term came from, but that is how it is. But all it means is that you're throwing your yeast into what we call the must, which really is just the juice or the fruits that you're using and water. But there's no water, and since I'm using fruit juice, I never had to put any water. So it's 100% apple. And the must is what you call whatever it is you're going to be fermenting, including your additives, alright? And additives are very important, because if you were to just put yeast in the juice, it probably would ferment, but in order to get a strong yeast colony developing from start, you need some additions, All of these are there to help the yeast chow through the sugars. A lot of sugars are inside here. As a matter of fact, let me do another gravity reading before I another reading before I pitch the yeast. I'm going to use and here again is another example of what I'm talking about. This device, if I can call it that, is simply a turkey base, and that's all it is. You need to suck up liquid from one location, and when you squeeze the ball, you squeeze it back out. However, in the wine making industry, it's called a wine thief. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Weird names for very simple things. You could have just said use a turkey base, but some winemakers actually say that no. But when I was just starting out, we talk about wine thief, and they have special devices made for that, which they said, As a new brewer, the temptation, this is for the new brewers, the temptation will be for you to try and get everything that you need. Well, I've been through that too, but work closely with an experienced brewer can advise you. I mean, if you want to do it your own way, then nobody can stop you, You can get good advice from them. Ask anybody who's a brewer. Corey is a very experienced brewer. Catherine Galvin, very experienced. Two very good people. John, what's John's surname again? Forgive me, John, I don't remember his surname. John Casey? I don't remember. But anyway, these are all good people that I know. When I said no, I've never met them personally, but we interact on Facebook, and we exchange a lot of ideas. So I'm using the wine thief to get some liquid to squeeze inside of my container here. And the good thing though, because I've sanitized everything, when I finish, I can just pour it back in there. It just taking too long. Let me use I trust the enamel mug. In Jamaica, we love these things, the enamel mug. With a little design on the side of it. Use it, enamel, and you finally see a chip on the side. But let me, just put it one time. Here, it should be somewhere between 1090 and 100 and 1100. Right, it is that. Maybe I should just put it. It is at 1090. So the starting gravity is 1090. That should work out to somewhere near about 12%, 11% thereabout, which is fairly good which is okay for wine, You don't want your wines, well, depending on whether your throat is lined with cast iron. You may not want your wine to be too much above, I would say 12-13%. If you're getting into distilling now, then you want to be in the 40s when you're drinking it, but those hardcore distillers, sorry about this, it's very hot here, they may want their liquor to be higher. But this is at 1090, I can live with that. So like I say, I'm going to pitch the yeast and I'm going to put it on that airlock. You'll see what an airlock is. These are what we call airlocks. Like, there are at least 3 different types. I prefer this one. Some brewers mix again after pitching the yeast. I tend not to do that, and there's nothing wrong with doing it. It's just that the yeast, some of the yeast tend to stick to the actual mixing implement that you're using, as well as around the sides of the container. Okay. Now, yes, your yeast doesn't have to be put in the refrigerator. But if you keep it in the refrigerator, although it's dry yeast, the liquid yeast I suspect has to be kept there in the refrigerator. But the dry yeast, then you don't have to do it. Right? But I tend to, because it is still viable after the expiration date. And that's another thing, when you're purchasing yeast, be sure to check out the expiration date. It's normally printed on the pack itself. Alright, sometimes it's printed, sometimes it's stamped on, and another time it I guess, well, it's there. As I said, this is my 8 gallon. Let me see if I can make you see what this thing looks like. The image is gonna be a little jerky, forgive me for that. That is it there. Apple juice, 7 gallons of apple juice, additives, and 2 packs of Red Star Premier QV yeast. Okay. These are the 7 empty bottles, 6 and 1 7. Yeah. So I'm draining here, just see if I can drain them back. I've been at this for a while. The first thing I did was sometime, back in, 2008. And been building up slowly since that time. I've been at it for a while. I've been at number 1. In fact, when I'm through with this, after put it on the airlock, I may show you what my brew room looks like. It's still a work in progress. As I said, everything must be sanitized. This is what I'm doing now. And if your hand is going to be in star sand for a long period of time, it is prudent to get yourself a pair of rubber gloves, because it can actually, I wouldn't say burn, but it can actually irritate your skin. It is an acid sanitizer, by the way. Oh, another thing, I saw where persons are talking about the pH meter. I have a pH meter, but I can't bother using it. I have this instead. This is the pH paper. Alright, I'm gonna show you how it works. This is what you use to test your acidity of whatever it is. Alright? This is it. I'm not gonna dip it in the mustard. I'm gonna just put it in star sand. Star sand is supposed to be acidic. Well, it is acidic. So based on this, the color should be closer to somewhere in here. So this is the pH is very high, pH very low, acidic. All right. You can see it changing. Let me see if I can get a better view. Okay. You see the difference in the color, right? I'm sure you can see that. Look at the section of the tape that is closest to my fingers in this hand, and look at the side, that is this section that's closest to here. So that will be somewhere in about 3 point something, 4, which is the range in which Star San works. It kills bacteria like that. Alright, just sharing that with you. Okay guys, we're almost at the end. All that is left for me to do is to seal it and to affix the arm. To seal it and to affix the airlock. I have some more work to do down here today. For instance, I have 24 gallons of coffee wine that I need to rack to secondary. Yes, I love this container. It is airtight, made specifically for this. This is the airlock. I'm going to be sticking it in the hole on top of the arm. Alright, there it is guys. So the wine has now been started, the batch has been started. And as usual, you need to do some, for the new brewers, you need to do some documentation. I have I use these to document the start date, quantity of this, the starting gravity, etc. And the name of the wine. I'm just going to call this apple, American apple wine. Nothing fancy about that. But the thing is, after you start, you're gonna have so many wines. You're not gonna remember anything. You're not gonna remember anything peculiar about each of them. You know. So that is what is always good to have, to document exactly as you start. When the knowledge is fresh, if I was to leave and come back tomorrow, I may not remember something. You know. So like how I started now, this is one of the good habits that I have developed. You know, over a period of time, you begin to take shortcuts as you begin to get more experience at doing this. And nothing is wrong with that. Really, nothing is wrong, really wrong. I need to find me a pen. I know I had a pen here. Well, I can't find a pen right now, but I'm going to find it eventually. I'm going to make before I leave here today. I did say I was going to show you what the remainder of the brew room. Let me get this camera out. Alright. Sorry. Let me get. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera away from me. Let me start around here. This is my cleaning station. Star San Solution, Wine Thief, aka Turkey Baster. This is what I used to stir the thing. This is the batch that I just started. These are the seven bottles of 1 gallon empty containers that the apple wine came in, that the apple juice came in. Sorry. This is the stove whenever I need to hot anything. Here's another stove, a scale. It's always good to have a scale. This is white vinegar. I haven't done anything with that. Just happened to have been here. These are some filters, and I'm going to show you what I use the filters for. Oh, that is my guitar room, my music room. We're not going over there much today. All right. These are some wines here. It's a 15-gallon container. These are 8-gallon containers, all of these. And these are 5-gallon containers. This one here. This middle looking one is 3 gallons all the way up. And this is a 2-gallon container. All right. These are wines that I have aging. Various stages of aging. Some have been here since 2023, sorry. For instance, this carrot wine has been aging since April 2023. Red banana wine since November 2023, and still not cleared. It is what it is, I don't know. Bentonite cleared twice, nothing. I'm gonna probably just drink it or mix it with something else. This is a wine rack that I have because I have to use the screw cap. I don't have I have some it's mostly screw cap bottles that I use. These are screw cap, but these plugins also fit them as well. These are some wines I have aging, not aging, bottled. This one is beetroot wine. This is Tahiti apple wine. This is, which one is this now? This is, oh, I call this the Kwanzaa wine, which is really pineapple melon. This one is my sweet potato pone wine, yes. This is my mango wine. And this is my jackfruit wine, alright? Lot of fruits. We don't have some of the great fruits that you guys have overseas, like your gooseberries and your various types of grapes and all of that. We have other kinds of fruits. These are some stickers that I put up. That's my hygrometer. It shows temperature in both centigrade, and it's an analog one in both centigrade and Fahrenheit, and it also shows the relative humidity. The small dial here, it says 75% relative humidity. Has been raining last couple of days, overcast now, so I'm not surprised at that. It doesn't really the hygrometer, this part of it doesn't really affect me as such. It's more for the temperature up here that I got it. It says it's now 80.5 or something like that. But that's about it. That's about it for now. Guys, it was a pleasure sharing with you. I'll put this back in this time. Yes. Was a pleasure sharing with you. But all good things must come to an end. If there is even one person who gathered anything from what I said, I think I would have done a great job. Hopefully, more than one would maybe not learn something, but actually see it done. So that's it for now. You guys take care. Have a good day.